Okay, so let's begin. I hope you can all see my screen. So welcome to the Cindy Show today. This is a space, excuse me, for SysAid customers like yourselves to sharpen how you work with the platform. Every other week, we meet for our 1 hour session to dive into real SysAid use cases, and I'll share best practices and advice. As always, you'll receive hands-on guidance to strengthen your SysAid admin skills and get your questions answered in real time. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Cindy Sivan, SysAid Senior Director of Customer Success, and my goal is simple: to help you unlock measurable value from SysAid and make it work for your business goals. I'm excited to introduce our special guest for today, Adelina, and a big thank you to Adelina because I'm a little bit under the weather. So she joined me at very, very short notice. We'll be co-hosting today. Adelina, for those of you who haven't seen her on one of our shows, she's the manager of our implementation services. Adelina and I go back a long way, and we worked together for a very long time, from when I was in professional services, and we're actually just talking about it as we're waiting for all of you to join the show. She is truly a master in professional services, and she's going to walk you through today how to enable and customize notifications. So welcome, Adelina. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Cindy, for the introduction. Happy to be here again. Hello, everyone. I'm in Romania, so it's a bit cold, getting a bit warmer. I'm a manager of implementation services, been with SysAid for over 9 years, work with existing and new clients, helping them onboarding and with best practices. So I'm always looking for, ways to improve our customers are working and bring up new ideas. So here I am, and hopefully what I will show you will help you customize and improve your current SysAid setup.
Amazing. Thanks, Adelina. Okay, so a little bit of housekeeping, as I always mention in the beginning of our show, is that you're welcome to jump into the conversation at any point using the chat function. And my team will be here through the session to respond, and I'll address any questions live whenever possible. I'm not going to be launching any polls today, but I will ask you some questions in our chat if that's okay. And before we get started, I want to just say thanks to my team for supporting the session behind the scenes, and of course for all of you for taking the time to be here today. I really appreciate it, and I'm super happy to have you with us. Okay, so today we're going to be focusing on we're not focusing on due dates, excuse me. Today we're going to be focusing on fields creation, creating lists, and notifications. And Adelina's going to walk you through the notifications, and I'm going to walk you through creating of the customized fields and creating the lists. Okay. Any questions in the meantime? I doubt it, but I do have a question for you. So if we just go on to our next slide, if you could all type in the chat, I'd appreciate your answers, as it always means a lot to me. So my first question for you all is, what is the reason for creating new fields? Does anyone know why we create new fields? What is the reason for creating new fields? And if you don't know, you can also say you don't know. New issues, organization, reporting, better data, missing specific fields, okay, tailoring to environments, yes, rules, reporting and sorting data, to add information about a user or an asset. Okay, amazing. Okay. So a lot of you are correct. Sometimes when you do have templates that you've already created in SysAid, there might be a specific field that you don't have already that's out the box that obviously comes with SysAid. So you might need to create a new field in order to be able to customize your templates. So I have another question for you. And thank you to everyone for taking part. Have you created a list field before? It's a simple yes or no. Have you created a list field? Amazing. Then I don't have to. Oh, I see a few no's. I was just going to say, okay, then I'm going to jump through that. But no, there's a few no's, there's a few yeses. So of course I'm going to do creating lists today. And we'll just go through creating fields and I'll go through the differences of what the different types of fields that you can create. So thank you for participating. And my last question before we get to the demo is, has anyone had any experience in customizing end user notifications? Does anybody know how to create end user notifications? Yes, yes. Okay, very little. So there seems to be very mixed yeses and nos. A little. Okay, so, well, thank you for participating. It gives Adelina and myself both an idea of exactly what we need to do today and where we need to focus. And I guess I'm going to stop sharing, Adelina, and you're going to share and you're going to walk us through customizing notifications.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy. 1 second.
While you're sharing, Adelina, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to stop you probably while you're presenting and just if there are questions from the audience, so we can just get to the questions as well.
Perfect. Okay, I'll share my screen and just start with just a quick introduction on, hopefully you can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. My computer is behaving a bit today. So notifications, and we are talking about automatic notifications. So it's clear those that we will set up that and will be sent under certain conditions. Okay. So in SysAid, we are able to customize this, when they will be sent and what will be the content of it. So very important before this is to decide what will be the trigger for these notifications. So I'll do a quick walkthrough where we can set up when these notifications are going to be sent, because based upon this, we are going to customize the content of the notification itself. So first of all, we are going to the settings, and in here under the service desk, general service desk customization, in the first section, we will find these servers record notification setting. Yeah, like it says in here, we configure who is notified and how, what exactly will be those triggers. Yeah, we have settings for each of these individuals that can be part of the ticket that we are working on. So as Cindy said, we are going to focus mostly on the request user, but the customization or the setup or how we decide the trigger are quite similar for all of them. So I will just expand so you can see the triggers for all of them. Yeah, the notification that the admin assign to the ticket to resolve it, the whole group, the resolver group responsible for that area of support, a responsible agent, which is like another layer of responsible admin on the ticket itself, and the request user, yeah, the one that is requesting support or help with something. First of all, these notifications are triggered by status changes, right? So we want to notify the user during the life cycle of the ticket about different milestones. And here, think about the ones that are important. We don't want to spam the users, right? We don't want to notify them at each step. What is the important, right? We live in an era where we are spammed by different emails, so we want just the important ones. So in here, I usually recommend the bare minimum to start with. Yeah, so the ones that we notify the user and acknowledge that the ticket has been created, it's really important because sometimes they will say, hey, where is my ticket? I didn't receive anything. If we need to notify about the ticket progress, and in here you can decide. And it depends what statuses you are using, right? When the ticket is in progress, it means that is being worked on. If the ticket is pending a third party, a vendor, and it's important for user to be notified because usually it takes longer when it's with a third party. When the ticket is pending approval, pending manager approval, yeah, and again, it's another important milestone. um, and any other statuses that you're using. And of course, we need to notify the user when the ticket is being closed, resolved, or maybe rejected if it required an approval, or maybe it has been canceled for some reasons. Also, another one that is important, reopen. Yeah, we allow users to reopen tickets after they have been closed. And again, we need to send them an acknowledgement that, hey, thank you for reopening. we are going to continue to investigate and so on. Yes, so just simply take the one that are important and you consider that they are the right milestones during the life cycle of a ticket to notify your users.
Adelina,
Another, yes,
before you go on, I just wanted to say, Susan, I will show you, if you are on premise, I will show everyone just what the screen looks like. Maybe, Adelina, do you have not an on-premise, but just a cloud classic environment, just to show some of our customers where
yep,
to go? It's in the general settings. And
yep,
then there's a
I see.
question from Jeff. How does the signed administrator differ from the responsible agent? It's probably the responsible
Oh,
admin.
the response. Yeah, I will respond in a second. So let's go through the 1 second. General settings. Yep. So this is similar to what you will see on-prem or on the classic version. Yeah. So the menu is on the left, service desk, general, notification for the different as assigned admin groups and the request user. Yeah, it's similar status changes. And then from the drop down in here, select the statuses that will trigger that notification. Okay. I hope this is clear. If
Thanks,
not,
Adelina. That's great.
okay, perfect. So to clarify the setup in here, what it means a responsible agent. I usually recommend to use this like a different layer of an admin on a ticket, but is not like responsible for resolving the ticket. Is more like a different layer of support on the ticket itself that it can be used. A scenario that I usually describe is, for example, you have a new hire, you have a new agent in tier 1 that took over on working on tickets, but you need to keep an eye, or you still need to train or coach and ensure that how the tickets are handled, what notification, what messages, or what is being sent to the user is correct, or keep an eye on it. And then I will make myself the responsible agent on the ticket, while the assigned admin will be the new joiner on my team. The new joiner will be actually working on the ticket itself. I am just in the loop, let's say, and verifying that the work that the new joiner does is actually correct, and I can intervene if needed. Hope that it helps. The explanation. This is the use case that I usually provide as an example. But there are many uses that can be added. It depends on the setup and what you would like to achieve. Okay, so going back to the notification status changes, this is the main trigger for those notifications we are sending to the request user. The other triggers are when the assigned to of the ticket changes, and this there is referring to the individual, right? So if the ticket is assigned, for example, to service desk team, and it's being assigned to Cindy, and then Cindy, I don't know, is not feeling well and is reassigning the ticket to myself, then the request user will receive a notification that the ticket has been assigned to Adelina, as an example. Yeah, I usually don't use this too much, but again, it depends on what exactly you want to achieve, or if this is an important information for the user, we can trigger this notification. Notes are being added. This is quite useful, and I do recommend it because it can be a different method of communicating with the user rather than composing an entire email. You can use this functionalities of just adding a note, of course, professionally, and in a way that the user can understand what you want from them, or what you want to communicate. And that will trigger an email notification containing the note that you just added on the ticket itself. Yeah, so just to add one, let me go on this other tab. So add is being added, and I'll go in spaces in here on a ticket that I have to show you what I mean. If it's going to load, if not, I'll come back to this. And another important thing in here, I will leave it to load. I have lots of testing tickets because I want to have data in the system, but they are not closed. So I'm a poor service desk. um, in here, we have another option, add a link to a survey, which will be sent with a closed notification. So in here is basically what we will be using to enable a survey that the survey itself will be included in the notification that I'm going to send you in a second, and how to customize it. But the idea here, we enable the feature itself of the survey that will be enabled, and it will be inside the notification, so they can rate, they can add a comment about how the ticket was handled by the resolver group. Yep, so these will always, and I do recommend it. I know that everybody is saying that no one is responding to surveys, but I think it's important to get the feedback so we know how to improve. And of course, if there is not enough responses to the survey, we can trigger reminders that will resend that particular survey again until they are going to respond. Yeah, so in here in Spaces, we can add a note. We can say, please test again, or something like that. And this, if we share it with the request user, which by the way, if you didn't know about this, we can enable it. So by default, the notes will be shared with the request user. Of course, you need to use it carefully so you don't forget that everything you add in here will be visible to the users in the notifications they are going to receive. Okay, so we saw what are the triggers for the notification. Let's see how these notifications, where these notifications are located, and what exactly we can add in there, how we can customize it, and what are the options in there. So we go back to the settings, and we can go in here under notifications, or we can search notifications in the search box in there if it's easier. And in here inside the notifications, we are going to find lots of them. Yeah, they're linked to different modules in the system. They are pre-built, they're already created, but we can go inside and customize them. Now, which are the ones that are related to service record? You can also go and check the name because it's quite suggestive, so you don't get lost in these many notifications we have. So we have the number 2 and number 5. These are related there are a few more, but these are the one that I'm going to show you first. This is going to be the notification, and what I will customize inside this notification will be send out to the admin and or the group assigned to the ticket. And the one that we are going to focus is the one that is going to go to the request user of the ticket and or the submit user. Yeah, we do have an option where notifications that we are sending to the request user can also be sent to the submit user. If you didn't know about that, there is a setting that we have under the general settings. Number 5, notification. Let's go inside and let's see what we have in here. Yeah, what is in here? It's an existing notification for all of you. Probably you already have them customized, or you might see information differently. But it usually looks like this. Yeah, so we have like a starting point. Inside of it, we are going to see that we have an HTML editor, which is quite useful. It's user friendly. You can customize everything from inside. Also the changes that we apply, and we can have different versions. And in here we are going to see the different versions of the notifications that I used and what changes, and I can revert to a previous one if I want. Also, I can reset to the default, which is what I already have in here. Let's see the subject and the body and what information will go inside it. Yeah, subject body. We noticed when we went to the service desk general settings that most of our notifications, and typically all the customers that I've worked with, they are triggering mostly notification when the status of the ticket is being changed. That is the one that is always being enabled. While notes are being added or assigned to changes, it depends. They are not always enabled. In here, we are using tags in notifications. What are these tags? They are variables that are basically pulling information from the ticket that trigger the notification and dynamically display the value from that field. This one is a specific one and is basically telling us what was the action that triggered the notification and its status notification. It will change dynamically based upon the trigger. The values or the content of this can be found in the translation file. And you can find the information in there. The easiest way to identify the area in the translation file or what it contains is to just type, your ticket has been updated. Ticket status number has been changed to new. Just type that in the translation when you search and you're going to see it. Yeah.
Adelina, sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt. You can also change the subject. For example, if you just want to put the ticket ID in there, right? You can just remove
Yeah,
that and put
absolutely.
the
Yeah.
tag for the
Mm-hmm.
ticket ID, which I know we do at SysAid for
Mm-hmm.
okay, perfect. I wanted to double check that. And
Yeah.
then just one question from Joseph. Thank you. He asked, are you able to just send the last note from the ticket, or when you send the notes, is it the whole notes from the conversation?
Yeah, I will show in a second that we have
Perfect.
different tags, and I will show you how you can easily access them in a second. Yeah, so I was telling about this note, this then it can be changed, and we can add static information plus additional tags that we can customize, and I'll add something in there inside of the notification. Yeah, this is HTML. I will go also on the options, but inside of the notifications, I can use plain text like here are text that I will be adding in there. But if I want to include some information from the ticket itself, I can just add in here. You will see that the format of our tags is like dollar sign, curly brackets, and then a specific text in there. Upper, it's case sensitive, so it's best to not try to type it, maybe copy it or use this easy way to access it. Yeah. So in here, basically, just start the tag. Yep. Dollar sign curly, and then you will see a list of the available fields and their corresponding tags. So you don't have to wander around and try to find them. We also have, of course, our documentation, and I think I have it open on the other screen that I can share with you, so you can also have the full list, like in the documentation. But in here, let's say that I want to add, I don't know, the urgency. I think I have it already, but I'll just add it just in case. So I just find it and I'll add it in there. Yeah, and here is just go. This tag is going to add just the level of the urgency. It will say medium, right? So it's good to add maybe a label before, like this, urgency, or how you want to add it, and then what is the level of it. Yeah, so I'll do it again. Let's say that I want to add something else, or maybe somebody can give me an example from there, and then I'll show you. Let's see what I can add in there. Uh, let's say the company, maybe. Yeah, very easy. You don't have to. The only thing is just to remember, and because we already have in the notification itself, we will find already some tags. We know that we can just type the dollar sign and the curly bracket. Now I will just bring the documentation, custom notification form that we already have. And what I want to show you in here is basically the list of all custom all the tags we are using or can be used in here, and you also have a description if it's easier for you. Okay, let's go back in here and see. Yeah, we want the note in the notification. Let's see that I want to add it in before description. Maybe description can be long. And in here, I will just do again like this, and let's see. Okay, so for the notes, you will see that we have different tags. Yeah. Now, depending on what version you have on premise cloud, these might be a bit different. Yeah, we have internal, external notes in spaces. As you notice, when I toggle, right, I shared the note with the user. That means that is an external note, will be available for users. If I don't toggle that, it's an internal note, so it will not be very visible to the users. Yeah, so if I want to add last edited notes, I have these. And if I search, for example, for spaces, external, yeah, you see that I can include the tag that will add in the notification itself just the last added external node. Yeah, that with the last node that was shared with the user, or if it's an internal. No, actually, for internal is the other one in here. Yeah. And we have the other ones. Oops. Let's see, notes. Last added notes. For the admins, usually you would want to see internal and external, right, inside the notifications. But with the admins, I usually recommend to limit the type of notifications that are being sent because you want the technician to be inside the system, be on top of their queue, use the inline edit and all the information that is available rather than await for a notification to be sent via email. Right, so for the admins, I usually reduce the number of notifications to the minimum, so they will stay inside the system and be on top of their tickets. What else we can do in here, right? You see in here, we have like a table. It's an HTML editor. It's really easy to use. Give it a try if you haven't tried that already. There is a preview that we can check and see what is going on. In the edit, we have different options. If you, for example, have knowledge in HTML coding and everything, and you build your notification elsewhere, or maybe you have an HTML developer to help you out, there is this nice option in here, and I'll also do an example with you. Source code is basically giving you access to the code of the notification itself, right? So if you have the knowledge, the power, or the right person to help you out, you can modify the notification in the source code, or you can copy and paste your HTML code that was built somewhere else. Yep, and you'll add it into here. In terms of the inserts, you can add images, we can add links from here, emoticons if you need it. And also very important in here, because we are talking about surveys, when we saw the notifications triggers, there was that checkbox that I said that I always have it in there. And this will ensure that the survey that I add in the notification will be actually be sent. In terms of the survey, if I click on it, we have, let me show you. Currently, the survey is a link. Yeah. And in here, I will also explain in a few why we have this conditional statements in here. Um, we can have these notifications to contain the text dynamically, and depending on what triggered the notification and the different values on or the status of the ticket is the most common one. My notification to contain a specific text. If the ticket is new, I want inside notification to say to the user, "Thank you for contacting our service desk. Our team will be assigned or will start working on a ticket as soon as possible," or something like that. But if the ticket is closed, then I want to send a different message saying your ticket has been closed. Please fill out the survey. I hope the issue was resolved. I don't know what information you want to say, like a brief note to them and inform them eventually about the solution on how the issue or their request has been completed. And the same thing we can do with the survey. We don't want the survey to be sent or to be included in all notifications. We want to be included only if the ticket is closed and we have the survey enabled. And then this message is going to show out. Please fill out the survey. And one option to present the survey is a link, which is outdated, if you ask me. And usually people are not very keen to click on links, but the options in there, I prefer the other way. Yeah, if I go to survey, we can go to a modern, presenting, and more eye-catching type of a survey. And in here, we can choose, this is the out-of-the-box survey. If we have time, maybe I can go briefly to the survey to see how you can change the question. Um, I like the emoji survey because it's on point. Yeah, we don't want our user to ignore our survey. We don't want to ask too many questions, so don't want to respond. Rather, stick with one questions only and what you would want to hear for them. What is the most important thing? And usually is this one. You know how satisfied you are with the experience with our team, IT team, digital, the whole, the support team, or how well we handled your ticket, or things like that. And then you can choose instead of them clicking on a link going outside, yeah, they will just click on a smiley face, which will be linked to actually a rating. Yeah, angry. It will be linked to, extremely satisfied or dissatisfied, and excellent service, the one that is laughing. This is one option. I can browse through the other options with emoji, which is different colors and different smiley faces. Or,
Adelina.
yes.
Okay, there's a lot of questions. I just wanted to take a brief pause and go through. Um, One of the questions is it possible to send a survey to say, for example, 1 out of every 5 closed service requests?
There was a way that we were using usually in the professional services team, but it's not an option that we can just tick on the system to happen. Usually it's based upon an if statement and a combination. I haven't used it for a while, but yeah, happy to check it and I don't know, come back to this and if the
Perfect.
customer will like to. But it's not something that we can surveys, and it's recommended to send it to everyone if just to follow up on that, because usually from experience or from what I heard from clients, people are not responding to survey. So we would want to send them to all tickets and then, have a highly, maybe a higher rate of responses back.
That's a very good point. Thanks, Adelina. And just to be conscious of time, because we've only got
Yeah.
about 20 or so minutes left, just a question from Cliff. And Cliff, who joined us at our ESCO last week. It's nice to see you on the Cindy Show. Cliff asked if we can use an external survey tool such as Smart Survey.
Yes, absolutely. You can add links in here, but they're not going to be tied to the ticket itself. So it's going to be a bit hard to the ticket itself, basically. Yeah, because unless inside that survey you're going to ask the user, the ticket number and things like that. What is nice about the survey is that you're going to get the response tied to the ticket itself. So I can show you that we have a notification that we can enable to the admin if there is a poor rating, that we can trigger notification. So somebody immediately checks that ticket to see what happened and take action. If it's external, yes, it's possible, but it requires several steps because, you need to take the information, you need to check the ticket while this is already in the system and ready to use. And also you can pull reports about it and review
Yeah,
comments on tickets and what happened.
I was about to suggest that the notes of the survey or the feedback from the survey is all visible in the reports, and I'll show you all next week. Okay, great. Adelina, I know we're going to wrap this up, but I'm gonna stop talking to you. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. There are a lot of things in here, but I'll give the main points, and I'll leave everyone to explore and try it. So in here, what I wanted to say, survey, you can choose different options. Let's say that I'm choosing this option to instead of the link itself, you need to click on the clipboard. Everybody usually gets scared to hear what happened, so don't worry about it. We just copy it and then we just place it inside where we want to be sent, right? So if we want to be sent only under this condition, I'm going to paste it in here. Yeah, so this is how it's going to look like in the notification itself. I will see if I can, I don't think we will have time to actually test it, but you will see that we have for each number or smiley face for the lowest and the highest rate, you will also have an indication, yeah? Because 1, it means it's poor, 5, it means it's excellent, because it can be different in different cultures, than at least the numbers, if not the smiley faces. Um, okay, in terms of the customization, in here, lots of options to do so. I recommend to brand the notification, use your company colors, go to the cell properties. For example, if I want to change the color, play with it. You can also add logos. We have also a tag for logo, but for logo, if you already have, for example, a logo in here, added to your system, you can include it. And it's something like, I think, logo, no? Company logo. There it is. And it's going to show this one, but it's going to take the image, the size of the logo you have uploaded in there as it is. So we cannot customize the size, so we can make it bigger, smaller, and things like this. There is an option to actually drag and drop an image. I know that not many people know about it, but it's quite nice. Let me see if I can quickly. I don't think I have an image that is small. Small enough. Let's quickly show you, and I will download image. Maybe this will be enough so I can show you. Downloads. Okay, I have it. Let me see. Let's say that I want to say, so my users will know, yeah, it has to be 10 kilobytes. Yeah, apparently, it's still not small enough. Yeah, but have this in mind. Yeah, if you want to add an image, drag and drop inside the notification, and then you can play with it and add it where you need, or you can actually use an external image if you want. Yeah, so you can do that. You can change anything. You can remove any. This is a table. You don't have to have the notification in a table. You can customize it as you want to be more like a message and contain the information you want. What I will do will show also an example a bit more customized. The other ones are either things that I've been working for other clients, so I'll not be able to show exactly their notification, but I will show something quite basic, but you will see that I have some if statements. So I already have an HTML code. I have built it also in SysAid. I just saved the code for later use. In here, I'm going to, oops, delete this one, and I'll just paste the new one, save it, and apply it. Let's see. And yeah, it's a bit different. It doesn't have also an image because I usually change it with the customer image or what I'm trying to do. And you'll see that I have used if statements because I want different messages. I want this notification to say something to my users. And I think this is important. Don't just throw some information, status equals new, your status, new priority category, and things like that. Yeah. Thank you for submitting ticket number. Also, you can add links to the ticket and it will open in the self-service portal. In here, basically, I have a link. This is the tag for the ticket itself. It's a tag for the self-service portal, SR View, and it will open exactly the ticket that triggered the notification. Yeah, so the user will be able to click on it, go to the self-service portal, view it, update it if needed. In progress, not responding, closed. Some information, minimum information about the ticket we want to include. Solution to be added only if the solution actually has been filled. You see that I have included the emoji survey and some additional if statements. There are examples of if statements and how to use it also in our documentation, but they're quite easy to use. If you have the example to start with, you can build your own.
Adelina, thank you so much. You've been so super helpful and I appreciate you joining today. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There's still quite a few questions and we'll hopefully get to them. So other than that, I guess I'm gonna start sharing my screen and I'm gonna go through custom fields. So thanks,
Yep.
Adelina.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, and good luck with customizing your notifications.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. All right.
Thanks.
So I'm going to start sharing my screen and I hope you can all see it. Okay. So I just wanted to show because someone had actually asked a question about, how do we send in the notification, how do we send custom fields? So I'll send you this link. In fact, I'll put it in the chat right now. This is the link for all of the tags. But you can also see the tag for the custom fields. This is what the tag looks like. And I just want you to remember the custom field name and what the database field name is, because I know it looks like a whole lot of gibberish right now, but this is something that's going to change on your custom fields if you want to put in the custom fields. into your notification. Okay. And just before I start going into my demo of how to create fields, I also just want to share our link for our next sessions. There's quite a few good sessions coming up. So I'm going to put the link in the chat right now. And if you'd like to register for the upcoming shows, please feel free to. It's always good to have more, the merrier. Okay, so let's start off. So just to get you through to the notifications form, you can always go into the help section over here, and you can actually, you can go into, in fact, just ignore me, but you can go into the help section, and you should be able to go straight into and get the notification details from there. Okay, so let's start off. Let me just close this. Now, I'd like to go through and show you how to create a custom field, and I'll go through this quite quickly because I know some of you already know how to. So there's a few things. So you can create custom fields in service record, in the assets, tasks and projects, action items. It's not only for the service record, but today we're just going to focus on the service record. And I would like to show you over here, you would literally go into settings and literally type in custom fields, and it's going to take you to the section over here. Now, in the meantime, though, let me just type it in, custom fields. There we go. One thing I would like to show you for anyone who's on premise or on cloud, on Classic, and hopefully if you are on Classic Cloud, I hope that you are moving over to Spaces very, very soon. But you would go into customize, you would go into fields customization, into service record, and this is where we're at the moment. Okay, so this is the view if you're on premise or cloud, Classic. Okay, so how to create a field? I think it's super important to know. Firstly, there's a couple of things to know. Excuse me, everyone. I'm not thinking so clearly today, but you can create a date and time field. There's different float, integer, which is numbers. You can create list fields, multi-select, and I'll go through what some of these mean. But for now, I'm just going to create a simple list field. And I'll just call it, for example, hardware, or I'll just put it in capital letters, hardware needed, so we can find it easier. Now, the DB field name, remember I said this is something you must remember if you want to add in a custom field. The DB field name is always usually something written in small letters, which I'm not doing right now. So it can be something like hardware with an underscore needed. And that's how you would write the DB field name. If you try to write it with a different type of, like a bigger letter, a capital letter, it won't work. And then what happens is you simply just apply. Okay, now it also asks you for the internal attribute name. So this is the internal attribute name. And again, this is specifically, I'm highlighting this is because you wanted to know how to send custom fields in a notification. And when it asks for the internal attribute name, this is where you get it from. All right, now I've created a specific field for our for today. And let me just call it Cindy Show Poll, and it's a list field. Now, usually when you create your field, it'll say pending, and it takes about between 5 to 10, 15 minutes for it to be ready. When it's ready, that's when you can actually add it into your template. So I created this list field called Cindy Show Poll. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it into my template, and I want to show you how to create the list fields. Okay, so over here, let's just go in. I've just got a random, it's also a Cindy Show test. Let's just see if it's here. I might need to update it. There it is. Okay, Cindy Show Poll. So all I have to do over here is drag it in and add it. I can add it to the side here, or I can add it underneath. I can, wherever I want to put it, I'll just put it in on the side here. And you can see that there's no values yet. Why? Because it's a list field and I need to put in the list options. So how do I add in the list options? Okay, so if you're on premise, you're going to go into lists and you would find the list field over here. But because I did this in my Spaces test account, I'm going to do this in my test account in Spaces, but this is where you would go. Okay, so if we go back into settings, and let's just type in list. Field value lists. This is where I'm going to find the one that said Cindy show poll. Okay, so now you always give it a key. So the key is just a number. All right, so the poll, I'm just going to say yes. I'm just going to add it. And then the number 2 key would be no. Add it, and then don't forget to save it. Okay, now once it's saved, of course, I need to go back to my template, and I want to just save my template because I've added in this new field. I'm going to save the template. And then, of course, I'm going to refresh it as well. And then we're going to see the yes or no drop down. Okay, so over here is the poll, and we see the yes or no drop down. Okay, so it's really easy to create a new field once it's ready, and especially if it's a list. Once it's ready, of course, you can just create the list fields. Just checking if there's any questions. I see Karina and David. Thank you. You're answering a lot of questions today, so thank you. Okay, now I want to just go through a little bit about what the different fields are that you can create. So firstly, you can create, there's always a date field. Okay, I think you all know what a date field would be like. Okay, we've also got the, this is another custom field, and this is also a list field that has, and let's go back to our list. It's called product serial number. I want to show you something. Let's go back to our list fields. And let's just search for the one that says product. Now, product serial number is a relational list. So why do we create a relational list? Because in this specific case, in the service record, we want to have information coming from the CMDB in our list. Okay, so because obviously when you're in a service record entity, you've got everything pertaining to a service record, but sometimes you want details from your CMDB or perhaps your user list, and you would literally just do it as quickly as you would do it in the advanced filter section. But that's why we have something that's called relational lists. Okay, then you also get multi-select. Now, multi-select, you should be thinking about it as a like almost like a checkbox. And let me show you what it looks like in the template. So in the template, let's have a look. No, this was just a normal list field. Here we go. This is a multi-select. So this is like checkboxes. If let's just say, for example, you've also, and I'll give you a nice use case. If you've got users, and let's just say it's a new onboarding request, and you want them to select, you want the hiring manager, for example, to select what software they should have on their laptop. You would then select the specific software. Maybe it's Microsoft Office, whatever software it is that you're using. And you would literally just be able to select different types of checkboxes or selected fields, as I have done over here. Okay, you can use it for locations like my example as well. So it's really another type of field that you can create. And then you have text area. Text area, when you're creating the fields, because you have text, which is literally just, it's not, these are all list fields. Text is just a small area. Text area gives you up to 5,000 characters to create, to use. And usually the description box, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, has a field that's created, which is called text area. And that's obviously going to allow you to have some more characters. Here we go. Here's some examples. Any questions about creating fields and the different types? I know I've gone through quite quickly because I thought the notifications was a really crucial part of today. But are there any questions with regarding creating fields or any other types of fields that you would like to know? Please type in the chat. Can you change the size of the text field if you want to limit it? Are you talking about for example, maybe making this bigger. Is that what you mean, Jeff? Oh, less than 5,000 characters? I believe you actually can. I would definitely speak to customer care, um, who will be able to help you, or if anyone in professional services, but I believe you can actually make it less than 5,000 characters if you want to. And I believe, and I stand to be corrected, but I believe it could be somewhere, let's just say it's in here, in the advanced section. So you might need to get professional services to help you, or like I said, customer care. Okay, what else? Any other questions today? No, but that relational field thing could be very useful. Okay, for autofilling in the user's building and room to the ticket instead of you us manually adjusting it at ticket creation. Okay. All right. So guys, so this is pretty much, I just want to just do a quick recap. You know how to create your custom notifications. You know how to go into settings, select custom fields. This is where you can go into create the custom fields. We went into service records, and it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to create the field if you're in the cloud. On premise, it's probably a little bit quicker. And that's pretty much it. So what can I say? But time is up. I hope to see you in the next 2 weeks. Thank you so much to everyone who's attended today. Thank you for your feedback, Jeff. You're very welcome to type in the chat right now if there's anything else in upcoming sessions you would like to see. Your input is always very, very valuable to me. And enjoy the rest of your day. Stay warm, everyone. Bye for now. Thank you.